The Tantra of Subāhu's Questions. Chapter 7. Those hoping to sell human flesh should visit a charnel ground during the waning moon, and at night, feeling no fear, take the calf, thigh, neck, or head from someone killed by a wood or stone weapon, poison, beating, medicine, or a vigna. It should be chopped into pieces and generously placed in clean new bowls or pots. They should mark their body with a bloody handprint and wrap their head and neck with intestines. Clothed in fresh human skin, they should hold a pot of flesh in their left hand and grip a bloody sword in their right, brandishing it aloft. They should call out in a loud voice, "Who among you wants to buy this flesh?" repeating the words while quickly circling to the east, west, north, and south. A figure, visible or invisible, will ask, "What is it you seek? Wealth, knowledge? To be an alchemist, a village, a kingdom, or perhaps to enter openings in the earth?" They should only respond with their original purpose in mind, but otherwise say nothing else. To this charnel ground, a haunt of many Vijas, I came with this purpose, impelled by intense suffering. So if you have flesh, bring it and give it to me. If the amount of flesh does not suffice when weighed upon a scale, you make up the difference using your own flesh. If this charnel ground is empty, go elsewhere, penniless child. If a creature of the night makes such a demand, ask it, "Where should I go?" The mantrin should consider their response carefully. Leave the flesh behind and depart. The rites of flesh that I have taught should not be used without mantra recitation. I have taught about protection in charnel grounds in the Vija, Totama, Ushnisha, Mahabala, and so forth. Use a wrathful mantra for flesh-eaters when performing a homa of human flesh in a charnel ground. Chop the flesh into 2 or 3 finger-width pieces with a knife and offer it into the fire 1,000 times. The charnel ground should be arrayed with fresh flowers, parched grain, meat, blood, fish, honey, sweet liquor, sesame, incense, garlands, unguents, lamps, porridge, food, and oblations. To possess, banish, or put someone to sleep, crush an army, or lay waste to a town, one should offer a homa of flesh to fierce, flesh-eating matrikas, the host of Rakshasis, and to yakshas. If human flesh cannot be found, a homa using cow flesh is also recommended. The flesh of a buffalo or dog mixed with ghee can be used in a homa on specific dates after fasting. The ritual procedure involving a yakshini will grant its achievement once she is satisfied with mantra. She will act as one's mother, mother-in-law, aunt, companion, daughter, wife, or new bride. A mother, mother-in-law, and aunt are the highest attainments, like wish-fulfilling jewels. A pleasing companion or daughter are middling, and a wife or new bride are considered lesser attainments. One should make offerings 3 times a day, of flowers, garlands, fragrances, lamps of ghee or oil, and fragrant incense of sandal or agar wood. A variety of oblations should be offered at night. The yakshini will then gladly approach, granting what is sought and drawing forth seed. Women consumed with desire are certainly a cause of harm. One should not flee when women cause harm, nor hope for any gain, be it great or small. Once a mantrin has blocked his semen at night, he should arouse his diligence and take up the practice. If those who are ignorant were to exert themselves otherwise, they would be swiftly annihilated by the yakshini. Even the very thought of it is ruinous. This is what is done for the flesh-eating Yakshini herself. There are additional rites to perform apart from this. Flesh, alcohol, radishes, vegetables, balls of rice, fish, and preparations of barley, beans, and rice. These oblations should all be censed with incense and offered. An empty house or charnel ground is an auspicious site. Offerings of flowers should be made, including those of sirisa, kunduru, aka, bilva, brihati, kusha, rajaka, akas, utpala, turushka, pomegranate, ashoka, and so forth. To Nagas, offer a fragrant incense made of molasses, milk, and ghee. Offer them fragrant sandalwood and agar wood, garlands and various fragrant flowers, porridge, yogurt, parched grain, and fruit. To Uragas, offer, to the extent they can be found, blue banners, blue vases, and blue clothes, as well as blue food, oblations, fragrances, garlands, flowers, and unguents. An oracle always appears in a thumbnail, mirror, sword, water, crystal, in a lamp, the ground, iron, the sky, a jeweled bowl, or a blazing fire. The oracle knows the past, present, and future, and all the virtuous and non-virtuous deeds in the heavens, on earth, and beyond time, as well as those of the devas and asuras. If the rite deteriorates or is half recited, if syllables are added or syllables are omitted, if recitation is not performed or faith is lacking, if there is no worship or the site is unclean, if the sun's rays are blocked by clouds, if the child has deformed limbs or too many, then the oracle will not enter the person, and what is sought will not be revealed. So that the oracle descends, recite according to the prescribed rite. On an auspicious date, the mantrin should complete a fast, and in the evening smear the ground with soil and cow dung, to create an area the size of a cow's hide. They should offer scented unguents, flowers, incense, and lamps, ritually prepare the young child. Then, in the morning, perform the rite in full. After bathing, the mantrin should dress in clean white clothes, sit facing east upon a seat of kusha grass, and then bring the mantra to mind. The mirror should be wiped with clean ash, 7, 8, or even 10 times. While the mantra is recited one-pointedly, the young child facing west looks with a divine eye and sees past, present, and future. For all rites designated mirror rites, the oracle should use a sword. Lac should be applied to the thumbnail, which is then smeared with fragrant oils. The mantrin sets out a stable, clean vase filled with water and fills a jeweled bowl sitting on the ground with water. After offering fragrant unguents and flowers to the image, the young child should look into it. Through the oracle or in dreams and so forth, one should look for signs of the cities and then recite. If the mantrin is not confident, recite a Vija mantra that is not malevolent. Once a Poshada fast has been observed, the mantrin concentrates intently on one of my pure mantras and recites it before a chaitya containing relics of the victor, or in the presence of an undamaged image. Restraining the movement of body, speech, and mind, as well as the hands, eyes, brow, and limbs, they turn their mind toward the mantra and sit on a mat of kusha grass while cultivating love. Maintaining focus for as long as possible, they should recite 100,000 or 200,000 times. My mantra, Hum, can even enter wood, so no need to mention that it can enter a person. Next, the vessel of possession should be examined. It can be a girl aged 10 or 12, or 10, 8, 7, 4, or 3. A boy is also suitable, one who is 2 or 5 years of age. They should be attractive, their joints, bones, and veins not visible. They should have all their limbs and long white eyes. Their face should be like the moon, their incisors even and sharp, their fingers elegant and compact, and their ankle bones sunken. They should have a deep, beautiful navel and well-proportioned chest. Each strand of their hair should be thick and black. Their stomach should not sag, but have the 3 folds, and they should have a good complexion and striking appearance. They should be consistently pleasing to look at, such that one never tires of seeing them, and they should be a vessel for possession that is indifferent to other deities. On an auspicious date, the mantrin should fast all day, and make offerings of incense, garlands, sandalwood, flowers, and lamps. They should present many oblations of food, porridge, and the like, to all the devas, asuras, and yakshas. The vessels to be possessed should be bathed and dressed in white. Facing east, all their ornaments should be removed. They should be given fragrant unguents, flowers, and the like, and be censed with incense. Then the recitation should commence. After first reciting the mantra Hom, say the words Grina Aveshaya. If the child opens their eyes and does not smile, know the possession to be complete, and ask any questions without fear. Present offering water and incense, call to mind the mantra of the Supreme Vidya, then bow to them and ask, "What class of deity are you?" Issue the directive, "Consider well my aims in the 3 times. Tell me if I will be happy or suffer, and if I will obtain siddhis or not." Once these are properly ascertained, release the oracle right away. A malevolent person will use these mantra rites to cause a human to enter the vessel of possession. One thus led astray by the deluded will become an object of everyone's ridicule. When a deity enters the vessel of possession, they will be serene, lucid, broad, and tall, appear resolute, radiant, bright, and flush, and will smile, be constant, and have eyes like a deity. If their eyes are deep red and round, wide open, ugly, and terrifying, or if they do not smile and look about fearlessly, these are the eyes of one possessed by a Rakshasa, Mahoraga, or Yaksha. If the vessel of possession is not released, one should intently recite the auspicious verses, the Mahābala, the laughter, or the hook. Alternatively, one should read the Mahasanipata. One should burn 100 sticks of firewood of Arka or Palasha, smeared with ghee and stacked like a lion throne. One should then wrathfully perform 21 homas using unbroken sesame mixed with honey and ghee. By carrying out the mantra rites as prescribed, and by keeping their samaya perfectly, mantrins will attain siddhis aligned with my intent, and will long be free from the afflictions. This was the 7th chapter of the noble Subāhu's questions. Chapter 8. The Buddha taught the eightfold path: right livelihood, right action, right samādhi, right speech, right effort, right intention, right attention, and right view. A mantrin should correctly rely on each and every one. Through this path, one finds success in mantras, and likewise the higher realms and liberation. The victors of the past and the victor's heirs have gone along it to become thus gone ones. Those who, with an insatiable mind, reverentially gather merit with body, speech, and mind, will cultivate that path of virtue, if they embrace the true path spoken by the Sugata. Relinquishing all grasping, content with simple robes, meagre alms and medicines and plain bedding, they will receive merit. They should never praise themselves, nor should they disparage other beings. Regarding the world as a tiger, snake, or fire, they should forsake it and take joy in solitude. They give up scrutinizing the features of men and women, medicine and elephants, and investigating the stars. They give up examining weapons, scrutinizing horses, and the study of base literature and treatises. They should neither observe nor instigate fights between elephants, horses, cattle, cocks, dogs, grouse, partridges, owls, men, women, boys, girls, children, sheep, and so forth. They should not gossip about the realm or serve kings, nor trade stories of war, wrestlers, or young women, nor tell fantastical tales or weave histories, and should not speak of their desires or discuss sex work. Mantrins intent on mantra recitation should not frequent towns, cities, homes, or monasteries, chaityas, mountain hermitages, the haunts of ascetics, pleasure gardens, ponds, or pools. If unable to find the places previously described, they should reside and recite in empty shrines, at a tree, mountain, river, stream, or waterfall, in an empty forest, empty land, or any suitable place. If they cannot settle on a place, they can stay in any suitable place for a span of 8 months. In the months of winter and spring, mantrins can make their home in an isolated lake, at an isolated lake, tree, mountain, pond, house, or riverbank, and remain there alone through the summer. Just as the victor taught monks the custom of not travelling during the 3 summer months, so the Blessed One said that mantrins should stay in one place for 3 months. In the summer, mantrins should not seek accomplishment, but rather spend their time only on recitation. When the summer has passed, they should harness the might of mantra, perform their self-protection rites, and take up their practice. They should make well-formed fire pits, one round, one triangular, one square, and one like a lotus. They should be smooth and even, and well daubed with soil and cow dung. A round pit is best suited for pacification rites, and those for generating power, attracting wealth, and invitation. A triangular pit is used for fierce activities, those for isolating, banishing, killing, and other hostile acts. A square pit is for sapping the life force, or crushing the limbs of nagas and guyakas. A lotus pit is suited to accomplish any aim, and for acquiring women, girls, a village, or a kingdom. The fire pit should be smeared with pure cow dung, then kusha grass spread around them as the final step. The mantrin should follow the ritual to make offerings of all available garlands, incense, fragrances, and fresh flowers, offering them faithfully to the 3 jewels, Vajrapāṇi, and the main female deity. They should place abundant firewood near the fire pit, stoke the fire using a fan, and bow to the Buddhas. For wrathful rites, they should use Amrita Kundalin, making oblations by casting into the fire 7, 8, 10, or 20 fresh lotuses or whole black mustard seeds. The mantrin should sit facing east, on a bed or bolster of kusha grass, or a grass mat. After smearing the ritual substance with ghee, honey, and milk, they should perform a homa to perfect their mantra. The fire will reveal certain signs: sparks, smoke, a tongue of flame, and sound. With these, the fire, empowered by mantra, will show what has been accomplished and what has not. If the fire is smokeless, shines with a golden color, has tremendous flames that swirl to the right, is colored like a rainbow, is white, or has the color of crushed coral, if it is very oily or has flames radiating from its base, if it shines brightly like the rays of the sun, takes the shape of a vase, banner, or parasol, or resembles the Srivatsa mark, lotus, or ritual ladle, if its flames appear like a trident, vajra, or sword, fine chariot, or fly whisk, if it sounds like a clay drum, large drum, or flute, if its smoke and flames are fragrant and give off good sparks, or if the fire burns without being lit, at that moment extensive siddhis are achieved. If there is a lot of smoke and wild sparks, if the fire burns with difficulty or burns very low, or if its flames die out, or are without luster or rough, if they are the color of dark cloud or of palasha, if they resemble a spike, appear to be very fine, or resemble the coarse hairs on the head of an animal, if the flames spread and burn the one performing homa, if they smell like a corpse, it is a sign that there are no siddhis. Upon seeing flames with features like these, perform a homa of Mahābala using ghee. A mantrin should not pluck the hairs of their calves or armpits by hand. Singe them with fire, shave them with a razor, or apply medicines to make themselves hairless. Just as a person holding a sword by the blade will cut their hand, if not holding it carefully, if a mantra is not recited with care, there will either be no result, or one will fall to ruin. It is not the mantra deity that will harm a person lacking discipline or ritual purity. It is those among the deity's retinue who seize the chance to bring ruin upon them. The first step in pursuit of any accomplishment is to always make abundant offerings of food oblations. Even after the mantra activity is complete, one should always offer everything they are moved to offer. The mantrin should say, Devas, Asuras, Yakshas, Uragas, and Kumbhandas, Garudas, Supanas, and Kataputanas, Gandharvas, Rakshasas, and various classes of grahas, all magical beings who live upon the earth, along with your families and households, I kneel with folded hands and supplicate you. Please come here from your homes and bring benefit. Bhuttas who dwell atop Mount Meru, in pleasure groves and the divine realms, mountains of the east and west, the houses of the sun and moon, and upon any mountain, who live in rivers or at their confluence, dwell in jeweled abodes, in lakes, ponds, pools, at the water's edge, or in the many small rivulets, who live in towns, cattle pens, and deserted cities, vacant houses and shrines to the gods, monasteries and chaityas, the haunts of ascetics, and in elephant stalls, who live in the treasuries of kings, in narrow lanes, assembly halls, and at crossroads, along the great highways, under lone trees, in the great charnel grounds, and in vast forests, and who live among lions, bears, and beasts of prey, in the great and fearsome wilds, on the sublime continents, Mount Sumeru, or within a charnel ground. Delight, be glad, and accept these respectful offerings of garlands, flowers, scents, incense, praise, oblations, and lamps. Drink them and keep them, and let these activities bear their fruit. Once such offerings have been made to the grahas, the mantrin should make offerings to the directional guardians. Ishana and your host of Bhuttas, please accept the oblations I offer. Agni, Yama, Niriti, Varuna, Vayu, Kubera, and your Bhuttas and grahas, Surya and Chandra above, great Brahma, all devas and the nagas on earth, mountain devas and hosts of yakshas, delightfully accept these oblations offered to each of you in turn. Happily remain each in your directions, and join your families, kith and kin, households and soldiers in your army, in partaking of these offerings of flowers, fragrance, oblations and unguents. Be grateful, and let my activities bear fruit. Those who perform this ritual act of giving oblations to the creatures of the night will swiftly attain siddhi, be free of obstacles, and receive all that they desire. This was the 8th chapter of the noble Subāhu's questions.